for Atlanta. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all, and he looks to be planning for more. And we'll be right back after this.
UK Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
It was Dennis Schroeder setting the pace in the first quarter. He ended up with 17 points and 1 steal. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added
up. By 6. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. See you next time. As we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken?
Ken, as we break down the action. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. Their play in the second quarter was inspired as they turned what had been a tight contest into a 10-point ball game by the time we reached halftime. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness, and it's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. You cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And Kenny, your take on New York?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you can get cold.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Houston on top, up 4. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long. Massive 16-7 run. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. Out in front at the half is Boston. They lead by 5. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, they were lighting it up from 3, and that was the difference in the first half. They did a good job of running off screens, spotting up, and getting rid of the ball quickly. And their shot selection, solid.
Shaq, your take on Indiana?
The thing I like was how they were making a conscious effort to work the ball inside. They should do the same in the second half. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq, the Eel, O'Neal. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. They look like a more focused team in the second quarter, and what was an early deficit for them has turned into a 3-point lead at the break. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunities. Few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll return shortly. Going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening. Pelicans on top, up 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. Rajon Rondo was on fire in the first half. He had 13 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, how'd you think the Warriors were playing?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Warriors lead by 11. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long.
And if it's so close that you can't tell by the naked eye, might as well go to the slow-mo.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks. With their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be back with you shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Eric Bledsoe is having one of those nights. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
They're not taking the soft approach to this game, fellas. They're playing physical. Just look at how many times they've gotten to the line by being active, driving the lane, and drawing contact. It's gotten them points at the stripe. It's gotten defenders off balance. They've been the more aggressive team tonight by far.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Utah?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they could forget about a comeback.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Down by 4. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Jabari Parker.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
Broadcast for Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And we'll see you next time. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, they've gotten to the line tonight a lot. Basically, they're saying, I'm going to take it to you. And the only way you can stop me is to foul me. But here's the thing. If you're afraid to sacrifice your body, you'll never pick up a lot of free throws. So great job in the first half.
Shaq, how do you think Sacramento played?
Their shooting rhythm was off, under 40%. Some of that was shot selection. Some of it was the defense stepping up. My guess is we'll see some significant changes as things get going in the second half. Increasing off-the-ball activity, making the extra pass, and trying to get better looks.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.